Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at noon.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. I'm Jordan Fremstead. The Waukesha Christmas Parade trial is off to a rocky start today. Jury selection was supposed to begin at 8:30 this morning, but the court didn't get around to questioning potential jurors.
Can you right now?
Until later on this afternoon. We apologize for that audio clip there. The defendant, Daryl Brooks, is representing himself but is participating in jury selection from another room, and that is because he spent the better part of the morning interrupting the judge.
Sitting where you are, pledge to this court not to disrupt the jury selection process.
You know good and well why we're having issues.
Mr. Brooks, we're having issues because of you.
And Brooks repeatedly asked for the judge to identify herself. She gave him copies of her oath of office.
All right, well, we apologize for those technical difficulties, but I could tell you here in downtown La Crosse, things are looking a little bit cloudy. We're going to start off with the satellite and radar picture now across the local area. And you can see some of those high-level clouds that continue to spew across so much of Eau Claire and in La Crosse. If we can go ahead and switch over to that now so we can show everyone what we're dealing with here this afternoon as far as that cloud cover goes. Do we have that? Maybe, maybe not. Okay, there it is. And you can see all those clouds that continue to move across the area from the west, even a couple of light showers as well that were to the north, but it looks like most of that has dissipated since this morning. You can see the high-level cirrus clouds there across much of downtown La Crosse, and you can see all of that continues to move in from the west, and looks like that's going to give us a mainly cloudy day, and it's going to help keep our temperatures from getting too warm. It's going to be pretty mild, though, to say the least. Right now, we're in the upper 60s with Eau Claire at 69 and La Crosse at 68. Sparta's right now at 69 degrees. Black River Falls is at 70, and so is Winona currently at the moment. And as far as the rest of the afternoon goes, we'll be looking at highs around the mid-70s, around 3 o'clock, about 73 degrees, cloudy skies, and a slight chance of a shower possible, especially by the time we roll to the evening. As we head towards tonight, it'll be mainly cloudy, temperatures then dropping into the low 60s, also into the upper 50s, heading into the overnight hours. Coming up in just a bit, Jordan, we'll talk about the full weather forecast and see what it has in store here for the rest of the week.
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Derek. Well, just 5 weeks before the November election, Governor Tony Evers has announced he will propose an increase in local funding if he wins re-election. That money would total more than $91 million over 2 years and could be used to pay for public safety priorities. The plan includes $10 million to be spent on police, fire, and emergency service costs. Evers' opponent, Republican Tim Michels, has made public safety a central focus of his campaign. Michels' spokesperson says the move by Evers is about rewriting his record and getting re-elected. If Evers wins, his proposal must be approved by GOP-controlled legislature. Former President Donald Trump's influence is being felt across the midterm ballot races across the country. Nearly 200 candidates endorsed by the former president won their primaries. Republican candidates saw victories in pivotal battleground states, including Arizona, North Carolina, and Ohio. Skylar Henry has a look at why some candidates might have to slightly change their messaging to win in the general election.
With the midterm election just a few weeks away,
oh my!
Polls project GOP gains up and down ballots across the country.
The former president has been doing something that most presidents don't do, which is get involved in primaries in his own party.
George Washington University professor Todd Belt studies election trends. He says former President Trump's endorsement worked as a Midas touch in primary contests. But candidates who won those races may not see the same effect in the general election.
A lot more Democrats are coming out, a lot more moderates are going to be coming out, and so those Trump voters that have been very, very helpful in the primaries aren't going to be able to carry the day.
While the economy and crime are major GOP talking points on the campaign trail, Belt says the outrage over the FBI search of Trump's Mar-a-Lago home may be what drives the former president's base to the polls in November. Voters say they're sticking with the party.
We are going to lead.
Some Trump-backed candidates now representing the party in swing states including Arizona, Ohio, and North Carolina have falsely claimed the 2020 presidential election was stolen. leaving some Republicans concerned the rhetoric could set a dangerous precedent. It's made Maryland's outgoing Republican governor, Larry Hogan, outspoken against his party's pick to replace him.
I made it very clear that this guy should not be the nominee and he shouldn't be governor, but I'm not getting involved in endorsing in the race. But this is not just Maryland. This is happening across the country.
Maryland State Delegate Dan Cox, another Trump-backed opponent, is also an election denier. And this election holds the fate of the small band of House Republicans who voted to impeach Trump following the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Only 2 of the 10 members made it past their primaries, either retiring or losing to Trump-backed opponents.
Do you make anything of that, just the fact that those who sort of walked out of lockstep with the rest of the GOP ultimately got kicked out of Congress?
Well, they got kicked out in the primary. And of course, Donald Trump is very popular with the base of the Republican Party, and those were the voters in the primary. We'll see if they're going to be successful in the general election,
leaving a potential split in party ideology and identity.
Now, the latest CBS News Battleground Tracker poll shows Republicans expected to win the House, but since the summer, that number has continued to shrink as Democrats look to continue to gain momentum. Experts say they anticipate the state of the economy to be the main driving force for voters when they head to the polls. Wisconsinites and Minnesotans are joining protests around the globe following a woman's death in police custody in Iran. 22-year-old Masha Amini was arrested 2 weeks ago for wearing her headscarf too loosely. Iran's morality police claim she suffered a heart attack while in detention. Her family believes she was beaten to death. Protesters around the world have taken to the streets in Iran ever since.
Is with these women and men. There's nothing that I see I can do other than raising these voices and what they've been struggling with.
Videos posted on social media and shared by activists show anti-government protests and clashes throughout Iran. The nationwide demonstrations quickly escalated into calls to overthrow the current government that has ruled Iran since 1979. It took almost 2 years of debate in the state legislature, but workers are now days away from receiving hero pay as a reward for working through the pandemic. The Minnesota Temporary Commissioner for the Department of Labor announced that more than 1 million frontline workers in Minnesota will begin receiving hundreds of dollars in hero pay.
Today might not seem much more than a thank you, but it's a true recognition for families of 1, even 2 frontline workers who made Minnesota safe.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz said he is grateful for the work Minnesotans did to help people across the state to stay healthy and safe throughout the COVID-19 pandemic. Coming up, the payment service Zelle is under scrutiny after a report revealed scams commonly occur through the service. That story and more business and consumer news after the break.
Is your gravel or dirt driveway migrating into your yard? Then it's time to call North Central Paving. Specializing in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installations, North Central Paving can handle all your asphalt needs. Call 608-781-4423 today to get your free estimate.
Mandela Barnes is spreading a lot more than just peanut butter. Barnes didn't pay thousands in property taxes on his Milwaukee condo, bought with family money. While not paying property taxes, Barnes bought a second condo, went to Vegas, even sat courtside for a Bucks game. Asked about his unpaid taxes, Barnes said,
It's Juneteenth. Hey, it's Juneteenth. They want to talk about property tax.
Now Barnes wants to talk about peanut butter. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why are we the clear choice for new windows?
A 5-star customer experience. Our exclusive Weather Guardian installation system ensures your windows are weather tight. Windows installed by factory-trained employees, not subcontractors. Windows that are 1,500% more airtight than industry standards. Foam-filled frames and sashes. The most efficient triple pane glass in the industry.
For a limited time, receive 24 months interest-free financing.
Another storm, a little more rain. Not a big deal for most people. But for you, well, it's another sleepless night, wondering, will the basement flood again? It's time to call American Waterworks.
If you've ever had water in your basement, you know how it feels to lie awake dreading what you'll find downstairs. Ruined carpet, water damage, mold. Don't spend another stormy night worrying. We'll stop the water so you can rest easy. Call American Waterworks.
When we got pregnant with Lizzie, we were so excited. So when the complications started, it was really scary.
We never considered ending the pregnancy, but those are the kinds of decisions only a family can make. But Derek Van Orden wants the government to do it, banning all abortions, even when a woman's life is at risk.
I'm Betty.
I'm Lizzie.
And I'm Brad Paff. I approve this message because I'll never stop fighting for your right to choose.
Is your gravel or dirt driveway migrating into your yard? Then it's time to call North Central Paving. Specializing in paving, seal coating, repairs, crack filling, and new installations, North Central Paving can handle all your asphalt needs. Call 608-781-4423 today to get your free estimate.
Wall Street kicked off October with a bang. The three major market indexes each gained more than 2% following September's staggering losses. CBS News correspondent Dan Lieberman has the day's business and consumer headlines from New York.
Fraud and scams are becoming a growing problem on the popular peer-to-peer payment service Zelle. That's according to a new report from the office of Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren. The report points to nearly 200,000 cases from 4 banks where customers claim they were tricked into making a payment. Those cases amount to the loss of around $213 million. The report also found that the large banks that partly own Zelle have been reluctant to compensate customers who've been victimized. Early Warning Services, the company that operates Zelle, has not commented. If you are one of approximately 19 million people who asked the IRS for another 6 months to file their taxes in 2022, the deadline is fast approaching. This year, the tax extension deadline for filing your 2021 return is October 17th. Experts recommend filing as soon as possible in order to avoid last-minute pitfalls. They also recommend sending your return electronically since the IRS has struggled with processing paper returns during the pandemic. And check the cheese in your fridge. It may be the subject of a recall. Michigan-based Old Europe Cheese is recalling certain Brie and Camembert cheeses because they could be contaminated with listeria. The cheeses were sold under more than 24 different brand names at popular grocery stores, including Trader Joe's and ShopRite. The company issued the voluntary recall for items with Best Buy dates through December 14th. That's your CBS News Money Watch report. For more, log on to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Dan Lieberman.
As we send it to break, here is a live look at the New York Stock Exchange. We hope you'll stay with us. Medical news is next.
Beat high fuel costs this winter with a Harmon pellet stove or insert package from Warming Trends. Order now and qualify for a 26% federal tax credit and receive a locked-in rate of $1.99 per ton on your pellets for 3 years. Stop into Warming Trends today.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets. Because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole that gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
I see good people. I mean really good, hardworking people working 40 to 60 hours a week, up to 3,000 hours a year, only to break even every month financially. I don't like the word deserve, but I think in this case, you deserve better. You deserve a better monthly picture. You deserve a dignified retirement. Come see me. I can teach you how to get what you deserve.
Beat Beat high fuel costs this winter with a Vermont Castings wood stove from Warming Trends. Vermont Castings wood stove add warmth and style to function and convenience. Plus, they qualify for a 26% tax credit. Order yours today. Warming Trends, County Road Z on Onalaska.
In medical news this afternoon, doctors warn this could be a nasty flu season and urge Americans to get vaccinated. Those over 65 years old are advised to get a special shot with extra protection to boost their immune response. The CDC and other health experts will hold a news conference about the flu later on today. Gunderson is offering a new COVID vaccine booster. The Pfizer bivalent vaccine is available for patients 12 years and older who received a booster at least 2 months ago. A Moderna bivalent booster will soon be made available for anyone 18 years or older. Those interested in getting this booster can schedule an appointment at the Gunderson Vaccine Clinic. We will send you to break with a live look through City-Cam 8. Derek has your forecast coming up next.
A water furnace geothermal system can provide extra comfort and safety for your home. With in-floor heating, there is no need for rugs to keep your feet warm. No rugs, no tripping hazard. Call Flox Heating and Air Conditioning today for your free estimate.
Right now, you're busy taking care of the people you love. Let Window World take care of the place you live. Window World, America's exterior remodeler. Improving homes, changing lives.
Stay warm and cozy this winter with La Crosse Fire Paste Company and receive a 26% federal tax credit. Unlike a traditional metal wood stove, a Hearthstone soapstone wood stove delivers consistent heat using beautiful soapstone. Purchase before the end of the year and receive a 26% federal tax credit on the entire package and installation. La Crosse Fire Paste Company, because your place is by the fire.
I'm Dave Estenson, and I've been a lot of things. Law enforcement officer, long-haul trucker, small businessman, school board member, and a bull rider. I got tired of saying someone should do something, so I'm running for state senate to back the badge and help stop crime, fix our roads and the supply chain, bring common sense back to our schools, and stop the bull, because I quit that a long time ago. I'm Dave Estenson, and I'd appreciate your vote.
A water furnace geothermal system can provide extra warmth to your home. Tired of a cold bathroom? This shower has heated floors, walls, and a heated bench. Stay warm. Call Flox Heating and Air Conditioning for your free estimate.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Bit of a cloudy start there from City-Cam 8 from some of the high-level cirrus clouds we're watching out for now. 68 degrees with a south wind around 7 miles an hour. Our river stage is at 4.93 feet and rising. Temperatures across the upper Midwest look like this, mainly 60s and 70s. 71 degrees as a matter of fact now in Green Bay, and at 69 in Eau Claire around our local area. Twin Cities looking at 72 degrees. Duluth, Minnesota to the north at 65. Here in the Coulee region though, we're currently looking at readings into the upper 60s to low 70s. 69 right now in Sparta, 70 to the east in Volkfield, a little bit warmer there, 69 as we saw in Eau Claire, and 67 degrees the temperature in Viroqua. My forecast high temperatures today will be rising though into the mid 70s with a 74 degree high today in Black River Falls and 73 today in Winona. Highs reaching 70 in Viroqua and 72 in Eau Claire. Looking at some clouds here moving in from the west now, but overall the thicker cloud cover is mainly back towards the west in association with this low pressure system, and it does have a cold front with it as well. And speaking of cold fronts, there's a very strong one to the north that's not in the picture yet, but it will be moving in later this week to help cool us down. More on that in a second. But high pressure to the south giving us that south wind, and of course out ahead of that system providing that south wind as well. So very good south wind here to work with to help keep us relatively mild here today, even though we will have the cloud cover here to work with pretty much all day long today, especially as we get towards the later afternoon to the early evening hours. We should be looking at some of those cloud ceilings here kind of getting lower as well as we we start to see more evidence of that system near us, helping to spark off more of the cloud development here to work with, especially as we head into the day tomorrow. And of course, that south wind again, despite the clouds, should help keep us relatively mild. But there are some changes, though. You can see our winds start shifting out of the north across our northern zones by late tomorrow afternoon. So we're kind of on the verge of a boundary there that may spark off a couple of showers as well as that system here that we talked about moves closer. So we could be looking at some slight rain chances by tomorrow afternoon too. And then our wind shift out of the north, that is from that next cold front moving through to help cool us down. We'll also be looking at some cloud cover in the wake of that system, maybe even some rain showers here that the models are now beginning to zone in on. So something we'll have to keep our eyes on for the possibility of maybe upping the rain chances here Thursday. So we'll have to watch out for that. And it looks like the same deal here as we head into Thursday. That northerly wind continues, and along with some cooler afternoon and evening temperatures to work with as we close the work week out. Now, it looks like most of those clouds should begin to thin out and pretty much dissipate here as we head into Friday as that system continues to move away. 49 degrees for tonight and cloudy skies. Overall, pretty seasonable night. Light south-southeast winds at 5 to 10. And for tomorrow, we're up to 71. A couple of scattered showers still possible in the vicinity. South-southwest winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, for the next 8 days, you can see that we will be looking at some much cooler readings. 61 degrees on Thursday, followed by the low 50s for the highs on Friday. And then we're back in the 60s here as we head into the weekend. And also into early next week, our highs will rise into the upper 60s again. So we get a bit of a break here in the fall-like weather, Jordan, before warming back up early next week.
The real Midwest fall.
Right, exactly.
All right, thanks a lot, Derek.
Yep.
Still to come, 35-year-old burgers. You heard me right. A Wisconsin man is putting up frozen food for raffle. Find out what else the lucky raffle winner will get after the break.
It's a pattern we can't ignore. Multiple women accused cop Dave Estenson of abusing the badge, trying to coerce them into sex acts for years. They said Estenson asked teens for sexual favors to avoid underage drinking citations and threatened to plant evidence on one teen if she told anyone. Still another teen said Estenson sexually assaulted her. He couldn't be trusted as a police officer, and he can't be trusted as state senator.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing year-round comfort to thousands of area homes for over 80 years.
But to us, it's more than just heating and cooling. It's about making sure our customer is comfortable every step of the way.
From the people that answer the phones to the technicians that come to your door, you can trust that we'll get the job done right the first time.
That's our goal, whether it's a new installation or a service call, is to make sure you're comfortable.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
With the right tools and a little hard work, you can do it yourself. And with the right kind of paint, you can finish the job faster. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains exceeds your expectations with products that can cover your walls in one coat. So instead of another coat of paint, you can finally get outside. One coat paint means time better spent. Pittsburgh Paints and Stains, exclusively at Menards.
Meet Brad Paff. He never had a job outside of politics. Seriously, he hung around long enough to climb that political ladder. He'll never fix Washington. He won't even try. Me, I spent 26 years fighting for our country. I served as a Navy SEAL, and I know how to get things done. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message. Let's try something different. Let's change the people we're sending to D.C.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
Get this, a Milwaukee area man recently raffled 2 frozen hamburgers. You heard me right, they're 35 years old. In 1987, Rod Waters, you see him there, he got burgers through a promotion from George Webb Restaurants when the Brewers had a 12-game winning streak going.
Due to my fog, I forgot I stood in 2 lines. I got 2 different burgers, and they're both in there.
Waters decided to put the burgers up for raffle because he and his wife are preparing to move to a new home, and his wife did not want to keep those burgers. The raffle winner also got 2 George Webb t-shirts, 2 canned koozies, and 2 Milwaukee Brewers bobblehead dolls. Take the bobblehead dolls. I don't know about the burgers. We'll stay with us. We get a final look at your forecast next.
We're paying more for food, gas, and rent. But Tony Evers wants to take even more of our money. He tried to raise the gas tax by 20% and double the tax on our heating bills. Evers wanted to use our tax dollars to pay people who refuse to work. And he wanted to give taxpayer-funded benefits to those who entered our country illegally. Evers even opposed drug testing for those getting welfare. We just can't afford 4 more years of Tony Evers.
Are you looking to make a difference in what you do? Do you love to take care of people and get paid for it? Bright Star Care is hiring caregivers, CNAs, and RNs.
At Bright Star Care of La Crosse, we value our employees. It's one of our top priorities. We know that when our employees are valued and appreciated, they will go above and beyond to provide the best quality care for our clients.
Apply today and find out how rewarding home care can be.
Tim Michael's company has been sued numerous times for sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. But he says
people love working at Michael's.
Women said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses.
We have a great work culture.
Higher-ups called the women liars and fired those who spoke out. So when he says this,
we have a great work culture,
know that the culture comes from the top.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's. Oh, whoops, Taco John's.
Get ready for the Fall Gift and Craft Show at the Onalaska Omni Center. Shop more than 100 of the best gift and craft vendors on October 8th and 9th. Parking and entry is free, but we are accepting non-perishable food donations. Don't miss the Fall Gift and Craft Show.
Explore the La Crosse region, just a road trip away.
Slight chance of showers here as we head into the forecast for tomorrow. Otherwise mainly cloudy with highs around 71. And then cooler for Thursday, much colder Friday, high of 52. Highs in the low 60s for Saturday before warming back up into the upper 60s by early next week on Monday. And then yet another cool down by mid next week.
That's all the time we have for now. We'll see you right back here tonight at 5. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.